Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Wherever you are, remember, you have greatness inside of you. Welcome back for the first report card of the Montreal Canadiens first quarter of the season 2021-2022. I'm going to give you each player a report of each one of them from A to D. So don't go nowhere. Here we go. Welcome back to another Hockey Nation Live Show video with the hockey coach guru, Coach FRENCHY. Today, like I mentioned, this is the report card of the first quarter of the Montreal Canadiens. But before we start, we invite you, please subscribe, like the video, and finally, tell us what is your ranking of the Montreal Canadiens since the beginning of the season. Let's dive in and talking about the Montreal Canadiens, les Bleus, Blancs, Rouges. Here we go. We're going to give you the report card right now. First of all, the Montreal Canadiens are 5-13-2, a percentage of .329 in NHL. The goals for 44, 2.20, 25th. The goal again 70, 3.50, 32 in NHL. I want you to pay attention. That's what gave them a differential of 26, one of the worst in NHL. This is not acceptable if you are the coach. The power play guy, 14.8, are also 29 in NHL. Their PK is at that moment 29, also 69.2. And of shot 4 in NHL, they are 22nd at 30.1. And the shot again are a little bit better, 17 in NHL at 31.7. This gives you an idea what the Montreal are in NHL. You talk about most of the categories at the bottom. The reason are 5-13-2. During the time they win the 5-game, guys, they score over all the time 3 more goals per game. The 15 other game they lost, they have an average of 1.4 per game goal for. That's the reason why they lost. That's because they cannot score more goal per game. It's about 2.2, and that's the biggest problem measure on my side. And then also on the defensive side, they give too many goals. So it's really a difficult year for the Montreal Canadiens since the beginning of the year, and that's the reason I gave them a note of a D. Nick Suzuki, during the beginning of the season, he played 20 games. He has 4 goals, 10 assists, 14 points. Face-off, an average of 47.7. A little bit better what he did in the past. But again, it's funny. You say, 14-point guy, coach, is pretty good on 20 games. The last 5 games, he has 0 points. He has only 3 points the first 8 games. You have a gap about 7 games. He has about 11 points. That's the reason why, for me, I cannot give him an A at that moment. I give him a B-. Tyler Toffoli, another guy went out a little bit hotter the last couple of games. Tyler played 20 games so far, 4 goals, 8 assists, 12 points. Not too bad. That will give him an average about 45 points, 48 points. It's not bad, but he's more recognized usually as a scorer. And right now, 4 goals per first quarter is not good enough in my eyes. And also he's on a -5 at that moment. I give him a C+. For the Brendan Gallagher season so far, he played 19 games. He had 4 goals, 5 assists, 9 points. Again, on the categories minus. On the bad side, and I apologize, it was quick for Gallagher. On the bad side, he has been a guy shifting every line. He played with everybody since the beginning. It's not consistency like he did the last many years ago with Tatar and Dano. I gave him a C, but that's the reason why. So he needs to produce more. We understand he lead by example. We understand he show up all the time. But I think at that moment, the reason he got C is because he needs to produce a little bit better on the offensive side. Josh Anderson, number 17 for the Montreal Canadiens. He played so far 20 games, 4 goals, 5 assists, same result like like Brendan Gallagher, but minus 12. This is the biggest red flag for me for Josh Anderson. Otherwise, he's the best forward to create opportunities on the entry zone. We know where he's coming from the left to the right with the backhands, forehands. He missed a couple of games, a couple of goals he should get put in, but unfortunately, it did not happen, and that's the reason at that moment he got a C- for me. He needs to score more goals. That's the reason he got paid $5 million. He needs to get, a 5-6 goal and to get better on that one. I think for me, he did not finish most goals when he had an opportunity. The next one is Mike Hoffman. Mike Hoffman signed a new contract with the Montreal Canadiens this season, played only 13 games. He had 4 goals, 3 assists, 7 points. It's not too bad. That gave him about 50 points at the end of the year. That gave him about 25 goals, and he scored some of them on power play. That's what we recommend. His delivery, what the Montreal Canadiens expect when he signed. I give him a C+ because his minus is a little bit lower also. The next one is Ben Chiarot. Ben Chiarot, so far, number 8. He have a not too bad season overall. 20 games, 4 goals, 1 assist, 5 points. And I give him a C+. Coach, you're hard on him. He's only scored 4 goals. Yes, but his defensive guy, he struggled a lot for the last couple of games, but he's one of the most consistency players with Chris Wideman as a defenseman about the point. He's the second most point as a defenseman. He got a C+. So overall, Ben Chiarot played so far so good. The next one I want to talk about for the Montreal Canadiens is Joel Armia, number 40. Joel Armia so far in 20 games, he scored 1 goal, 3 assists, 4 points. Not good enough. He scored the last game. So you have only 1 goal per every 20 games. That will give him only 4. For $3 million, we ask him more for him. On the flip side, he's the number 1 with a +3 for the team since the beginning of the year. So, but I give him a C- because for me, he should deliver more for the Montreal Canadiens. The next one is the veteran defenseman, Jeff Petry. This is not great for Jeff, number 26. 0 goal in 20 games, 2 assists for 2 points, over $6 million. You have -4. Look, Jeff Petry should give more on the offensive side. That's the reason he got more money. He's not only there for the defensive side. It's to carry on the puck and produce more opportunity on the offensive side and deliver. Right now, guys, he struggled on both ways of the game, and he had a really difficult time at that point this season. So he have to get better, to be honest with you. The Montreal need him. I gave him a D. Artturi Lehkonen, a little bit surprised for Lehkonen, guys. He have more points what I expect, 7 points so far. Only 1 goal, that's maybe the only place where he should get a little bit more. But 6 assists, that's pretty good. Also, he's recognized as a great on PK. I know the PK as a team is not great, but he delivery every game. His work ethic is always there behind Gallagher. He gave a great effort all the time. He have a good vision. For me, I have to give him a good note since the beginning of the season, a C+ for Artturi. The next one is Jake Evans, number 71 for the Montreal Canadiens. He has 16 games, 3 goals, 1 assist, 4 points. He's never going to be recognized as an offensive player, but more the guy like Lehkonen. They play well together, and since he came back with his injury, he's getting better and better, even on both ways of the game. He has a great 49.9 face-off percentage. That's pretty good. So for me, I'm happy with Jake Evans. I gave him a C. Jonathan Drouin, unfortunately, he got hurt after he got the puck on the head. Jonathan, at 14 games, have 2 goals, 7 assists for 9 points. Pretty good overall for him. On the offensive side, struggle a bit on the defensive side, but cannot request more, ask him more for Jonathan Drouin in the beginning of the season. I gave him a B. Well done after a difficult time with his own problems, so I gave him a B. The next one is Cole Caulfield. 12 games, 1 assist, 1 point. It's not what we expect from him after a great start of his career with the Montreal Canadiens. Little Cole struggled a lot, be honest with you. Very disappointed expected about what he delivered so far. Came back from Laval now, but still struggled a little bit. But we need more for him, and I gave him a D. The next one is Alexander Romanov. Since the beginning of season, he played 19 games. It was a healthy scratch. Since that, for the last 6 games, 7 games, he's doing well with the Montreal Canadiens. That's the Romanov who was thinking he was. He's doing great, to be honest with you. 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points. It's not about an offensive side. Carrying the puck, he pinch more. He's more involved, better on defensive side. But again, this is about his first also 13 game. And the reason I gave him that letter is because I judge in general he got a C. The next one is Brett KULAK. KULAK, number 77 with the Montreal Canadiens. So far in 20 games, he has 0 goals, 5 assists, 5 points. Not too bad. Honestly, I consider him the top 3 most consistency player for the Montreal as a defenseman. And I, be honest with you, I give him a C also for him. The next one is Christian DVORAK. So far, because he have a minus 15, but he have a great 57 points through, I believe, face-off. 20 game, 3 goals, 5 assists, 8 points. He's getting a little bit harder on the offensive side for the last 3 games, but since the beginning of the year, he's struggled on the defensive side with Anderson. He's supposed to be better what he showed so far for me. But I evaluate him for the 20 game, not for that what he got for the last couple of games. Only on the stat. For me, a little bit disappointment for him. I give him a C-. The next one is David Savard, another player signed as a UFA this season. Ouch. David struggled. 4 assists, pretty good on the offensive side. More what I expect. But again, on the defensive side, get beat a lot, slow. The first 10, 12 games, he struggled on the battle. Little better the last couple of games, but it's not what I was. He does not play the level I was expecting. He got a D. The next one is Chris Wideman. Surprise for me for Wideman. And 15 game, guys, he have 2 goals, 6 assists, 8 points. 2 of the 8 is on power play. Play well on one side of the game. Should be a little bit better on the defensive side overall. On the battle physicality, that's the biggest problem. But maybe the best defenseman for me overall since the beginning of the season. I gave him a C+ for Wideman. The next one is the goaltender, Jake Allen. Allen, listen, without Carey Price, he became the number 1 goaltender. 14 games at 4-8-1, save percentage of .905, and also 2.78 since the beginning of the year. Yeah, 2 shutouts. I have to mention this. I'm a little bit hard on him. After, to be honest with you, I should give a little bit better note when I reevaluate my evaluation. I should give him a C, not a C-. I apologize for that one over there. The next one is the head coach, Dominic Ducharme. Ouch. Not what we expect for sure as the behind the coach for himself, for the team he has in front of him. And for that moment, I'll be honest with you, I have to give that letter because he should deliver better for the team. I get him a D exactly because the Montreal are not there, honestly. And finally, the general manager, Marc Bergevin, the one he decided for all the players to be signed up with the Montreal Canadiens. I gave him for Bergevin so far a C, obviously, because that team is the one he bring on the table, on the ice, and they are not giving him the reason he should get a BOA because that team right now is one of the worst in the NHL at that moment. Guys, this finished completely the report card on Montreal Canadiens, and we know so far that team should be better. They have better players should deliver more or more potential on my eyes. They are not. I understand we don't talk about Carey Price and we don't talk about Edmondson, Biron, 3 pieces of the puzzle. They lost Dano. This is our excuse. But I understand that's not help. On the flip side, what about Poland, Pazella, and Norlander, and Perrault, and Parkett? I select only the players play 12 games plus at the first quarter to be qualified for the report card, guys, for today. So that's the reason they are not there. but they understand they not play enough game. They all have been on the injury or they start the season Laval. They got called up. That's the reason. So, guys, this complete another first report card of the Montreal Canadiens, part of the Hockey National Show with the hockey coach guru, Coach Frenchy. Hopefully, you enjoy it, this video. But before we leave, we invite you, don't forget to subscribe. Click on the like if you enjoy it. And finally, tell us my prediction or my comments about each player ranking. Tell me what you think about it. And, of course, I just want to remind you, you have greatness inside of you. Have an amazing, great day, everybody. I look forward for the next video with the hockey coach guru, Coach Frenchy. Bonne journée, mes amis. Merci d'avoir regardé une autre vidéo avec l'entraîneur Coach Frenchy. Je vous demande, n'oubliez pas de vous inscrire et aussi cliquer sur le petit pouce en haut. Et finalement, tell me, dites-moi ce que vous pensez de la performance des Canadiens de Montréal depuis le commencement de la saison.